Hello everyone, a warm welcome to you. I am Nidhi Padwal. I would like to share something with you. Ketkar and his almanac research. How did he become so interested in astrology? From where did he get the inspiration? Ketkar was in Kolhapur at the time of the total solar eclipse in 1868. At the time of eclipse, suddenly it all went dark and some stars started to twinkle in the sky. After observing this, his mind was filled with insane curiosity about space and astronomy. He studied higher mathematics on his own as no means of studying it were available at University of Mumbai and University of Madras. He sought guidance from the famous American mathematician and astronomer Simon Newcomb and added his own hard work. He acquired knowledge in the field of spherical geometry, algebraic geometry, trigonometry, statistics, and other complex mathematics and Newton's Principia Mathematica. Combining hard work and keen intelligence, he became so proficient in mathematics that at the age of 31 he wrote a separate treatise on astronomy. Simon Newcomb himself and Carol Laxman Chatre had freely praised his knowledge in their letters in 1879. The extensive study of all above texts made it easy for Ketkar to understand why the occurrence of actual events does not correspond to the solar and lunar eclipses, planetary alliances, rise and falls of planets, etc., predicted from earlier texts like Surya Siddha Graha Laghav. Keeping this in mind, he made the necessary corrections and published his new almanac called the Ketki Panchang. What is Panchang and almanac? How was it formed? The Panchang is a Hindu calendar and almanac which follows traditional unit of Hindu timekeeping and present important dates and their calculations in a tabulated form. Two different Panchangs are used in different states of India. They consist of some common factors. These factors, that is Tithi lunar day, Vara weekday, Nakshatra asterism, Yoga, sum of solar and lunar longitudes, and Karna, half lunar day, are the five attributes of daily timekeeping. The almanac consisting of these five attributes is known as a panchang. Other than the above five attributes, panchang consists of useful religious, astronomical, and astronomically useful information. Many Indian festivals are based on the position of the moon in the sky. For example, the festival of Raksha Bandhan is observed on Shravana Purnima, the full moon day on the fifth month of Hindu calendar. When the moon is in Shravan Nakshatra, asterism, a common Indian can easily retrieve this information from Panchang. In India, three distinct seasons, that is, the summer, the rainy season, and the winter, can be recognized. The rainy season is typically the summer monsoon of India. The position of the sun and the moon in the sky has a direct correlation with the rainfall. Traditional Indian farmers and fishermen make a make use of Panchang to get or calculate the precipitation, tides, seasonal changes, etc. Panchang provide us information about the position of planets in the sky, information of eclipses and religious rituals. Panchang also consists of information about daily timekeeping of other religions and in India. The Indonesian Hindus of Java and Bali also use this almanac. The Indian National Calendar is the official calendar of India approved by the Government of India. It is used for the Gazette of India, All India Radio, Doordarshan and Parliamentary Affairs. Indian National Calendar is different from the traditional Hindu Panchang in some aspects. It is a solar calendar. As per this calendar, the beginning of new year, that is Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, corresponds to the spring equinox which falls on 2nd March as per the Gregorian calendar. In the leap year of the Gregorian calendar, it is on 21st March. Spring equinox, that is vernal equinox, the time when the sun crosses the plane of the earth's equator, making night and day of approximately equal length all over the earth. In India, the seasonal cycle is considered very important. It depends on the movement of the sun and not the moon. With the initiative of India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, a calendar reform committee was formed. This committee designed Indian national calendar under the chairmanship of renowned scientist Dr. Meghanand Saha along with Secretary Sri N.C. Lahiri and brought it in use from 1957. The Gregorian calendar, English or Christian calendar, is also a solar calendar, but it doesn't coincide with all natural events. But Indian national calendar does coincide with all celestial events. Thus, this calendar has global utility beyond the Indian cultural ethos. According to the Shankar Balakrishna Dikshit, 3 out of 5 aspects of Panchang, that is Tithi, lunar day, Nakshatra, asterism, and Karna, half lunar day, have been in use since 1500 BC. Vara, weekday, came into existence from 1000 BC, and Yoga, sum of solar and lunar longitudes, came into circulation only after the year 700 BC. As we have seen in the history of Indian astronomy, the importance of the book Surya Siddhanta, which was written and published at the beginning of the Siddhanta Jyotish period, is distributable. It is noteworthy that this book had been in use for about 1000 years. It has 14 chapters and 500 verses. All modern topics, including the planetary motion, direction, location, time of celestial events, eclipses, sun moon rise, have been covered in this book. As mathematics began to gain importance in Asian astronomy, planetary mathematics was introduced in real sense. The Ketkar has shared some of his view on the history of Indian astronomy. According to the Ketkar, the Chaldeans should be given the credit of being the first to observe planetary motion. The ancient Assyria, there was an intelligent tribe called the Chaldea, So, was the influence of their intelligence on the royal court that the name of this country changed to Chaldea. According to the Ketkar, after Alexander conquered this kingdom in 323 AD, Seleucus Nicator became king of the Greco-Bactrian Empire, today's Afghanistan. This kingdom shared the border with the Magadha Empire ruled by Emperor Chandragupta. There was good communication between these two states as well as blood relation. The creator of Surya Siddhanta may be an Astrian or Asura named Maya. The original text was brought to Kusampuri, Patna in the Magadha Empire, and the second copy was sent to the city of Alexandria. This manuscript later came to the aid of Hieronymus and Ptolemy, who afterwards wrote a popular astronomical treatise called the Almagest. Thus, an inevitable relationship of the Surya Siddhanta with the Greek text Almagest can be estimated as stated by Ketkar. Around 500 AD, Aryabhatta wrote a Siddhagrantha or a treatise based on Surya Siddhanta. At the beginning of the text, the Aryabhatiya, he has mentioned that he got this knowledge at Kusumpuri. After this, Varahamihir from Ujjain, 500 to 588 AD, Brahmagupta from Binmal, 598 to 668 AD, Bhaskaracharya II from Bihid, Maharashtra, 1114 to 1185 AD, and Ganesh Daivajna from Nadgaon, Konkan. 16th century were some of the prominent astronomers in the India. Let me tell you more about the Daivajna's family. A village called Nadgaon near Murud Janjira in Konkan, which is situated in Maharashtra, there lived a scholar named Keshav Daivajna. He used to worship daily in Siddhivinayak temple. He used to create Panchang almanac based on the treatise of Surya Siddhanta and narrate it to villagers. He wrote a treatise called Graha Kautuk and a book called Muhurta Tattva on Muhurta Shastra. He realized that there was a difference between calculations based on this text and the event actually taking place in the sky. His son Ganesh Daivajna studied treatise on Surya Siddhanta. He also observed the planets, constellations, the moon and the sun in the sky. He wrote a new edited version of Surya Siddhanta titled as Surya Siddha Graha Laghav in 1520 AD. This book gives the accurate mathematical calculations of actual celestial events. After that, many almanacs started making their own versions of almanac adapted from Graha instead of the Surya Siddhanta. This treatise was propagated all over India. People started calling the Panchang based on the Graha as Graha Panchang. Ganesh Daivajna's Surya Siddha Graha acquired tremendous fame similar to Bhaskaracharya's Siddhanta Shiromani. Let us now see the propagation of the Panchang tradition further. The book Dar Siddhanta Darpan, written by Chandrasekhar Singh of Cuttack, and Jyotir Siddhanta. Graha Sangharg, written by Puranya Siddhanti from Andhra Pradesh were published in 1898 to 99. An important connection in the Siddhanta Jyotish tradition is Venkatesh Babuji Ketkar. Ketkar was considered as one of the leading almanacs in India. He spent a lot of energy on the making and research of the almanac. He remained firm on his opinions and refuted the dissenting voices. There were occasional arguments between him and scholars like Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Prof. V.B. Naik, etc. He was also critical about their opinions. Tilak, Ketkar, and Panchang. How Lokmanya Tilak is connected to the almanac research. Apart from contributing to the Indian freedom struggle, Tilak had also made significant contributions to astronomical research. According to him, the almanac is a mirror of the sky. It should depict sceneries as seen in the sky and vice versa. He wrote about the Panchang in daily newspapers Kesari frequently and also organized astronomical conventions in Maharashtra to get consensus on this work. Lokmanya Tilak wrote the three books, that is Orion, Arctic Home in Vedas and Vedic Chronology, and Vedaganga Jyotish in English to make the Vedic knowledge accessible to the Westerners. He wanted the Indian almanac to become useful for navigation like the English nautical almanacs. He tried to establish an astronomical observatory in India. He was of the strong opinion that there should be a four-pillar system of astronomical studies. Based on the observational science, observatories, Indian astronomers and the microalmanacs issued by those observatories. Lokmanya Tilak gave impetus to the Panchang movement and encouraged astronomical scholars all over the country. Among them, Venkatesh Ketkar was at the forefront. Tilak had written letters to him several times, urging him to write a book on the almanac. This shows the greatness of Ketkar. Almanac includes three factors: astronomy, Muhurta Shastra, and Dharma Shastra. But there were differences of opinion about these three factors. Due to this, different types of almanac were formed. Tilak and Ketkar both sacrificed their lives for the purification of betterment of the almanac. Why so many different almanacs were formed? Different almanacs considered separate rate of precision of equinoxes. Thus, different almanacs were formed. In 1970, an almanac convention was held under the leadership of Lokmanya Tilak, in which the rate of precision of equinoxes was considered as 50.2 arcs minutes. Raghunath Shastri Patwardhan, a famous astronomer from Pune, started Shuddha Tilak Panchang. Asian astronomers have designed the system of zodiac and constellations to indicate the positions of the sun, moon, and different planets of the celestial sphere. Two systems to make the start of the zodiac and constellations are in practice. They are called Sayan and Narayan systems. The system used to calculate the position of zodiacs and constellations from a moving point in the sky is called the Sayan system. The system used to calculate the position of zodiac and constellation from a fixed point in the sky is called as Narayan system. Thank you so much for watching my PPT.